Give me 5.
In Tooburn, one suburb over from the tourist hub of Kuta, Bob and Joanne Dempster show us their main shopping strip.
How are you today? Bagus.
They eat out every night.
Okay, so that's $1.40, that's $1.50, $2, and that's for seafood, mee goreng seafood.
Feel right at home at their local pub.
So they put this up for you?
Yeah, they put up the jersey. The Broncos banner here.
And this is their villa. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a pool rented for $150 a week. They pay $10 a week for a caretaker, $7 for a maid. The couple sold their Brisbane home and moved to Bali 9 months ago to make their hard-earned pennies stretch.
We couldn't afford to do what we do here in Australia. We eat out every day. I cook maybe twice a month, and that's only if he wants bangers and mash or something Australian.
A recent report by International Living Australia found a retiree couple can live comfortably on the island for as little as $17,000 a year, including rent, utilities, groceries and entertainment. Other retirees buy homes. This fully furnished 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom villa on the market for $230,000.
It's all very open, isn't it?
It's all very open, yes, and also you can find the outdoor shower there after the pool.
The catch is, under Indonesian law, foreigners can't own property. Instead, they're given a right-to-use title that lasts 25 years and is renewable after that.
No, it's not hard at all. If you come to the right person, to the right advice, and it's actually very simple.
3 hours away at the northern end of the island, a retirement village just for foreigners is taking shape. The developer says plenty of Aussies have shown interest. From next year, each of the 16 units will sell from around $170,000 each. The complex, complete with a very big pool, comes set amongst Bali's famous rice paddies. And of course, has ocean views.
I built a home. I've lived here about 4 years. And I think it's probably time I start sharing my enjoyment of Bali.
A retirement visa costs about $900 and has to be renewed annually for the first 5 years. You're required to have health insurance and employ a local, such as a cleaner. The Dempsters say the biggest challenges they've faced are traffic, the language barrier and workers operating on island time. There's a hospital nearby with Australian doctors and they're yet to encounter any crime. They're certain the move is the best decision they've ever made.
I live like a king, she's like a queen. Cheers.
Renee Henry, 9 News.
And they go, it's like, it's time for you. Yeah. So come to Bali.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so.
They're the baby boomers and retirees packing up their lives in Australia and spending their golden years in paradise.
Yeah, it's a great lifestyle, yeah. A lot of freedom, sense of space.
We see that the current crop of retirees are more adventurous.
Spacious villas and dirt cheap 5-star restaurants are all part of the package.
You're able to access that real luxury experience at a much lower cost than you would, say, in Sydney, Melbourne and so on.
And if you're a retiree, your pension can bankroll the whole deal.
The choice is endless. It is absolutely endless. You can be anywhere.
More older Australians are jetting off, swapping their lives here in suburbia for a very different lifestyle in Bali. But what would a move actually entail? How do you go about it? And most importantly, is it right for you?
In the summertime when the weather is hot, you can stretch right
So Reed, this is my little piece of Bali paradise.
Absolutely beautiful. Grandmother Marie Stevens from the Gold Coast has been living in this 3-bedroom villa in Bali's Legian district for a year now. She tells A Current Affair she's here for the long haul.
In Australia, a villa like this, it wouldn't come cheap, would it?
No, in Australia it would be at least 6 times the price of what it is here.
With eating out, rent, electricity and house staff, Marie estimates she gets by on as little as $30 a day.
The restaurants are amazing, and they're anywhere between, they might start at like $4 to $15, and that's for like stunning, stunning food in a beautiful restaurant. You're not going to get that in Australia.
Australians have to lease property in Bali. It's only Indonesians who can buy a home outright.
So they'll have leases up anywhere from a year to 25 years. The longer period you take and the more years you pay, the better price you're going to pay per year. So if you paid something for a year, you might pay 20,000 Australian, but if it's over a 20-year period, you might be paying 10 or 15 per year.
Electricity is the only commodity that is expensive in Bali.
Actually, electricity is pretty much the same as in Australia.
Have a plan. Get your financial position sorted before you actually go over there.
Andrew Leeson is the director of Retire to Asia, a company which helps Australians make the move to a foreign country of their choice for their golden years.
Especially when it comes to Bali, you need to be sponsored for a retirement visa, so we can actually provide the introduction to a registered, reputable agency that helps you with the paperwork and also provides that sponsorship for you.
I get up every morning like I do in Melbourne, I guess, and go and have coffee and spend time just sorting out my business and just thinking through things.
60-something grandfather Rob Burnham is renting out his home in Melbourne's Caroline Springs and has just purchased a lease on this stunning villa in Bali for 110,000 Australian dollars.
The value of a property basically is based around how many years are left on the lease. So in our case, we had 15 years left on this particular lease with a right to extend after that term had then ended.
He and his wife have renovated the property and rented out on Airbnb for around $300 a night while they travel Southeast Asia together.
So the peak season, say 10th of December through to late January, so we could make in the vicinity of maybe $8,000 or $9,000.
Older Aussies retiring in Bali should take out international private health cover.
Bali offers very good quality healthcare, and you would expect that around major centres, even all throughout Southeast Asia.
And when it comes to the age pension, you need to apply before you leave Australia.
And if you do reach pension age when you're overseas, you actually have to move back to Australia for 2 years over the period that you apply before going overseas.
Right now, it's estimated more than 80,000 Australians receive the age pension while living overseas.
And this figure is expected to increase substantially. If you've got insurance through, especially through your retail industry super fund, you want to make sure that those policies are still in place if you move overseas. Sometimes insurance agencies will not pay a claim if you are living overseas.
Mitchell Lawson from Instagram sensation The Bali Bible says there is a large expat community on the island and the locals, well, they're about as friendly as you get.
If you're moving to Bali as an expat, you'll be much more exposed to the true local culture as opposed to the tourism kind of culture, and you'll really get an experience of the Balinese people who are just beautiful.
Just remember that it doesn't have to be a lifelong commitment, but always remember that Australia is a very short flight home.
Great, no looking back.
No looking back, no. Come to Bali.